Hello everybody and welcome to the Comics Gate Art stream. My name is Brian. How are you guys doing? I apologize for the noise if you guys are getting hit with the air conditioner. It looks like it's kind of loud and annoying. I'll probably turn it off if it's a big problem and just sort of stick it out. You know what, I'll just turn it off now. It's kind of warm today, but I think I could stick it out. I'm not hoovering, I'm using an air conditioner because it's hot. But it's fine. Okay. So, turns out, Worm's Eye View is difficult. I'm struggling with some of this perspective, but you know, it's worth it, if that makes sense. So I'm just gonna do it anyways. Louder, scream to be heard. We demand more noise. Okay. Well, then I guess I'll deliver on that. I guess I will take that completely seriously and not at all assume you're joking. "14 degrees. Yeah, well, is that Celsius or Fahrenheit? Is that by the gods measuring, or is that by, like, weak-ass metric? Temperature has dropped significantly today. No, it's pretty warm. I wouldn't say it's hot. I'm not saying it's hot, but it's warm here in Chicago. For a September day. Granted, September is usually it's perfect weather. I'm not even complaining, honestly. I think that it's really nice. It's just that it's really nice outside, but the thing is, this is the office, and it's not well ventilated. It's not particularly large, and it's holding a lot of computer shit. So it gets warm in here when the computers are running. You know? So yeah, I struggle. I struggle, my friends. But Europe uses metric. So this is going to be a good week, I think. I'm going to try to get some work on Englewood done. I have to, as the sort of like the witching hour approaches. And yeah, I'm up for it, the challenge. Also, I'm going to have a pretty good news show this week. We're going to be talking about Alec, what's his name? Alec Halakwa and his suicide. And I know that people have been talking about it all weekend. I was vocal as well. Though, as usual, the people that talk about this stuff, they're not quite as red-pilled as I think they should be about it. I think you guys know what I mean. Is there going to be a Badger live stream tonight? Yeah, tonight I have a show with Brendan Marotta. Fireside chat. If you don't know, Brendan is an intactivist, talks about circumcision, and we're going to be talking about his film American Circumcision a bit. But I'm also going to talk to him about some of the pro-circumcision arguments I've heard, most of which come from tradcons, and I want to hear his rebuttals because I find it's just really strange that there are tradcons that defend circumcision and not from a religious perspective. And so I'd be curious to hear the counter arguments, you know. So he was at the ICMI, but I didn't get a chance to talk to him. It was just a little bit too crazy. His self-yeet, that's right. The progressives keep using Alex's sister as proof and that she believed the accusers. Well, I don't want to give too much away, but the thing is that Alex's sister is a feminist as well. Zoe Quinn was a feminist. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm pretty sure Alec was a feminist. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been fucking around with Zoe Quinn in the first place. So of course the sister would throw her brother under the fucking bus in that she would presume to believe, you know, a known grifter, con artist, professional victim, whatever you want to call it, could be the victim of her own flesh and blood. I mean, I've seen that kind of stuff. So, what would you expect? Any culture that wants to cut babies' bodies is barbaric in my book, or child. Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny because even Hypocrite, who's pretty woke on stuff, he's pro-circumcision too. And I'm not sure if he's just being contrarian, but he's made the case. You know, we had Roaming Millennial on. That's what I'm going to look at I'm going to look at it later on. We had Roaming Millennial on the show. This back actually before she revealed herself. And we talked a bit about circumcision. And she was also pro-circumcision. So either, you know, they're onto something, or more likely, the amount of misinformation around circumcision is just rampant, you know, and no one's going to do anything about it. We have to speak up. And it is a men's issue, and I know that sometimes I ask myself, am I doing enough videos on men's issues actually? Because I do talk a lot about culture war stuff, and I do think that there's a relationship, not just a relationship, but I think that masculinity and femininity and those forces, you know, the gender politics of it, that's everything. That's central. That's the main spoke in the wheel. That's the keystone to everything else. And Allison is also seeing that too. Let's see here. Chest. Let's get rid of that. Let's get the chest again. Okay. I personally don't want to badmouth Alex's sister because I believe she'll come to realize the truth. I'm not badmouthing her. I'm not going to either. But when feminists grift, it's not wrong when it's done against the right targets. It is not surprising that a feminist would throw her own brother under the bus. He was male. Yeah? Well, that's the problem. That's the reason why I sympathize with male feminists. And when I say sympathize, I don't mean I know what it's like. I don't. I've been lucky enough that the worst I've ever had to deal with is like people who I supposedly was on good terms with calling me creepy because I don't act the way that they think I should. And it's really not because I was being creepy. It's because they just are quick to label people that way. But this guy, and I never had self-loathing. Like, as a man, I never thought, you know. I just never did that. But this guy, I mean, if he's a male feminist, then that means that he essentially grew up under the false assumption that he has privilege and that he's got original sin that he needs to, like, you know, atone for. I think that would have an effect on someone. I think that's one of the reasons why it's so often that male feminists like end up, you know, getting accused for stuff or doing stuff. It's like I've always said, it's either because of the company they keep or it's because you know, they're kind of like, it alters them. It alters their perception on reality. They start to think, they believe that they're monsters, and so that actually like justifies monstrous behavior. It's kind of like when feminists though, look at it this way: the ends justify the means. Brian Avon Alec was innocent. His death will send a message to real rapists. Right, of course. Better that 10 men go to prison who are innocent than one be set free that's guilty. I think of it like this way. In the movie Captain America, The First Avenger, Dr. Abraham Erskine, who's Captain America's maker, you could say, is talking to Cap, Steve Rogers, when he first meets him. And he says, you know, Cap learns that he's German, and it immediately like puts him on edge, right? This is before he takes the serum, obviously. And he's like, people forget that the first place the Nazis invaded was Germany, right? The first victims were the Germans. And I always thought that was a really great line because it's really true. And I think of male feminists, and I think that you know, and I get it, like they're adults, they make choices, they have agency, and a lot of them are giant assholes. I know that for sure. But I also see that they are, in a way, they are the original, the first victims of feminism, the first guys invaded, the first people destroyed by it. So it's no wonder that, like, they are nihilistic and they are suicidal and self-destructive, and they hate masculinity and they hate what they are, because it's what they've been conditioned to believe about themselves. So why wouldn't they hate that? I mean, a man who is not a male feminist but is in touch with his masculinity and understands his worth would never get involved with a woman like Zoe Quinn. So he would never have gotten to the point where he committed suicide, because he would have had an understanding of what he was. He would have the self-respect not to do that. Check out Dwayne Alarand's channel. He covered a story about a rape case where a guy was acquitted in Detroit, even with, and then that's all I got. CCTV footage showing him dragging the woman into his motel room. I saw that. I saw that on iHypocrite's channel. His You Can't Stop Progress videos. Hey, Lady Justice. What are you doing? Did that come today?
Yeah.
What is it? Is that a closet organizer or something?
Kinda. Basically, yeah. It's gonna fit on the door.
You like put your shoes in it? Oh, the bathroom door.
No, I'm not putting shoes in. I'm putting like. It's put everywhere in the bathroom because there's no cupboard right in there or anything. So.
Yeah.
Get a 2-pack.
Shakur? I kid. I'm gonna turn on the air conditioner for a bit, so it's hot, so it's gonna get loud. Maybe I'll mute myself though. All right, you guys are saying you don't mind the noise? Okay. I don't know if there's like is there a noise gate in this thing? There isn't a noise gate in this thing. Maybe filters. Maybe that I can do that. Oh yeah, there is a noise gate. Hold on. Go to that real quick. I don't know how to use this stuff. Thermal pot all of his computers and run them in the bathtub. Just turn the microphone gain down and speak more loudly to compensate. Okay. I don't know. Let's see. There we go. So anything else going on? Funny? I saw a bit of Dave Chappelle's skit or comedy special. I mean, it was cool. I mean, I don't see what the really big deal is. I get it. But I don't know. I guess it was good. It was good. I didn't see the whole thing though, because I don't have Netflix anymore. Because fuck Netflix. So. Oh, I think it's working. No, it's not. I have to. It's still loud as fuck. I'll figure it out at some point. You know what? I couldn't find the noise gate because OBS had changed. They added like a patch or something. They updated it, and so like the options are in different places from where they used to be. Whereas before, all of it was in the settings. Now I have to go in the individual settings for the specific microphone. I guess that makes sense. I mean, it does. Gives you a little bit more control so that you can like play with the different kinds of audio specific to it. But nonetheless. Have you ever considered StreamYard? Never heard of it. There we go. So is this comic supposed to be a mix between Baki the Grappler and Daredevil? Oh. It's more, I think it's more Daredevil than Baki the Grappler. I think that we're going through the origin story part, and there's a lot of like that stuff there. I could be wrong though. I don't know what Micah's vision is. I mean, I got an idea. He basically describes it as his street level comic, which means it's got, you know, elements of Punisher and Daredevil and Batman, but like where it's gonna go from there is hard to say. So I got a birthday coming up. It's gonna be on Wednesday. I don't think I'm doing anything for it though. Maybe working. There we go. It's some kind of online OBS with included Hangouts on air. It seems pretty neat, to be honest. Maybe you should give it a try. Let's try looking it up. StreamYard. Search Google for StreamYard. Let's go to StreamYard.com. Professional live streams. Okay. I put it in my... I opened it up, so we'll see. I'll look into it after. I'll check it out. Okay, let's zoom in here. Celebrate being another closer year to never, ever having to pay taxes ever again. Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Our main character. Let's see. No, I don't need that special mug. Not yet. Let's try that again. Let me think. You hear about the Joker movie and the controversy about it inspiring white terrorism. Oh, God, no. No, I had not heard that. It sounds terrible. Let's fix this now. Yeah, it sounds awful. I'm just like, I just don't give a shit about this Joker movie. I just don't care. I don't want to see it. I was just never that much of a Joker fan. I mean, yeah, sorry. That might sound blasphemous to some people, but I really think the Joker is overrated. And I don't think that you need him to tell a good Batman story. I think they need to stop leaning on that, in my opinion. Because they lean on it too much. There we go. Did someone get pegged? What? So you hear about... Oh, no. The Joker's mental health and personality profile possible is the Joker's mental health and personality profile possible in real life? What? I think you're trying to say if that's possible in real life. You're quoting some paper or article or blog or something. But it sounded like it made no sense. Oh, come on. There we go. Go. I'm gonna draw in the pupils later. Lady Justice says, "See you guys later." Well, damn. If you're just gonna go. Fine, be that way. Search on YouTube for vid by Dr. Todd Grand. Okay. Do you think that that's the reason why people are so into him? Yeah, I don't get that this controversy over the movie. I think they're just trying to like stir shit up. I really just don't care about the Joker movie at all. Oops. All right. There you go. Now I'll draw this side. Mike Hiller says, seems more like it's in the journos looking for rage clicks than a studio. Yeah. What's the noise in the background? I'm curious. It's my air conditioner. Sorry. It's pretty warm in this room, so. 15 minutes left. I want to at least try to get. I mean, I'm not going to be able to finish this, obviously, but I'm going to try and finish this today, for sure. Maybe just not on the stream. Shaman King. Why does Brian's mic sound like it's underwater? My air conditioner is on. I'm getting kind of hyped for Monster Hunter Iceborne in 2 days before my birthday, but the day after school starts. Richard Beer, you should come to Houston, Texas sometime in the summer if you want to experience real warmth. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to experience that. I don't know where you get that idea that, you know, I'm complaining about the heat in Chicago right now, but I want to, like, really experience some heat. No, I'm good. Thanks for the offer, though, I guess. So, not to be gossipy. Nah, you know what? Maybe I won't. Yeah, I'm oppressing women with it. Is Stapler oppressed? Yeah, because she doesn't... No, she's got her own air conditioner, actually. Sort of. hype, Iceborne. Gossip now. You can't leave people hanging. I don't know. Do you really want me to say anything? Ooh, girl, spill the tea. Ricky Joya gives me $5. Thank you, Ricky. Your talk about artists like Toulouse.
Give me appreciation for their work. Are there any you have recently admired?
Well, can I ask you a question? When you say recently admired, do you mean like contemporary, like artists alive today? Or you mean like more artists besides Lautrec? I don't even like, the pieces that Lautrec is known for, I don't like those pieces very much. It's his other stuff. Like, he's got these other Moulin Rouge paintings, because that's basically what he painted most of the time, that I think are really great. I see my 2025 in Texas. I'm not sure Jojo fanning an ice block is AC. Redneck AC. No, it's an air conditioner. Like, it's just, I'm right next to it. I actually have to turn it off sometimes after a while. Hold on. Because it gets a little bit too cold. Like my right arm starts, freezing up. So I'll stop it for a bit. It's 12:51. I'll probably just leave it off for the rest of the stream. Yeah, so anyway, you were at, okay, so the gossipy thing I was gonna bring up was, the other day I was wondering, like, it came up in conversation actually, because I was after ICMI, I was like, I wonder where Theron Meyer is. Like, I wonder if she's okay, right? You guys remember Theron Meyer? She actually used to be on the Honey Badger show, like, pretty regularly.
It could be ancient, but you have recently seen.
Well, yeah, I'm a little bit all over the place. I mostly like illustrators. Art, I consider, like, anybody like post-industrial revolution, like most of the guys I like are illustrators, or at least the artist community would call them illustrators, even though personally I would think of them as artists. But Gil Elvgren, who painted pinups in the 1950s. There's Doug Sneed, Sneyd. He painted these little one-panel, sort of full-page comic strips for Playboy magazine. I liked his art a lot, and it's, they're adult, sort of, like, more or less, but if you look at the art itself, though, it's really nice looking, like, it's well painted and stuff, and you could tell that they had standards at the time. So yeah, Contra got a hold of her with her sophistic wiles. We've lost Theron. Yeah, well, if you watch the last, I'm gonna come back to Ricky Joy in a second. If you watch the last You Can't Stop Progress, Theron is on there, and she's like hanging out with ContraPoints, and they're doing a live stream together. And I don't know, man. It's just weird. And I think, yeah, I don't know what happened with her. I'm surprised that Theron hasn't become like some kind of poster child for the MSM of like some, someone who was de-radicalized away from the far right, with ContraPoints is essentially like high quality videos that don't really have much in the way of substance or arguments, but yeah, she was like hanging out with her in a live stream apparently. And Theron's kind of, I don't know, I saw her at MythCon last year. She was on a panel there, and I thought, well, she was still like the same old person. but why does she seem so alien at the same time? You know? Lindsay said, it's just estrogen. It's just that. And maybe that's true. But, Theron doesn't seem to be the same person. I wonder what happened. I still want to know. I feel like this story with her is not over and something's gonna come out of it. Something shocking. Doug is an oddball. Doug Sneed? Look at Brian reading the articles. Reading the articles. Theron never was a men's rights advocate. She was when I met her. I mean, kinda. I don't know. Would you say that it was she never intended on doing this? Perhaps? I would have thought that she would have wanted to do what Blair White does, which is essentially, at the very least, destigmatize trans people. Destigmatize the trans label, I guess, you know? But maybe she never wanted to. Maybe she's just another one of those people that's just like demanding her place. I better save, huh? Her trans alignment won over her men's rights alignment. Yeah. It's funny though, like I don't think that those things are incompatible, but maybe once you've been a woman for a while. Let me save where I'm at. 12:57. I'm gonna try and make as much progress. Doug TeNapel. Yeah, Doug TeNapel. I don't know. I tried to get him on like a while back, but I never heard from him. Okay, so going back to Ricky Joya. So yeah, there's Doug Sneyd, Sneyd. There's Gil Elvgren. Gil is spelled Gil. Elvgren is Elvgren. Okay. Then I've always loved Frank Frazetta. Comic artist wise, and I mean, I think all of this is relevant, right? But like the thing is, the reason why I really liked those paintings of the Moulin Rouge, and when you look up the Moulin Rouge painting for Toulouse-Lautrec, the Google's going to try and send you like a certain one, but it's not that one. Maybe I'll try to find it real quick. So let me save, okay, and I'll look it up. I'll look up the painting and I'll show it to you. Lautrec. Moulin Rouge images. There are two different, at least two, there probably are more, Moulin Rouge paintings that he made. Richard Bayer says she was along for the ride as long as she could benefit from it. If she could derive more benefit from something else, she would jump ship. Next stop, religion, if there is a benefit. Yeah, Doug Sneed, Frank Frazetta, thank you. It's Sneyd, not just YD. It might correct you if you get that far though, so don't sweat it. Let me see if I can find the painting. Because whenever you look up, this is a different Moulin Rouge painting, although it does have that same character. I like that Lautrec style when he would do, maybe it's in the one in Chicago, because there is a different one. Well, the famous one is in Chicago with the creepy old woman in the corner, but it's not that one. There's another one that's quite large, and I think this is it. Moulin de Galette. Let's try that. That's the wrong one. That's not it. this might be the one. It was long and wide. I think it's this one. Now I'm just gonna try and find a good quality version of it. This is part of the painting. This isn't the whole thing though. So I'm gonna drop it in here so you guys can see it. And we're gonna zoom in. And so like what I loved about this, if you could like see this in person, it's like awesome, right? But it looks really scratchy and sketchy and stuff, you know? But what I like about it is it has this, it has this, like I said, it has this almost animated quality to it. Like this guy's profile, it's amazing. I love this. I like that these things are not very detailed, but you know exactly what's going on. I like this guy here in the coat with the high collar and the top hat and stuff. I like that guy. I like this cop. I think it's a cop. He looks like a cop or something, a guard. I don't know. He's got like a cap and some, what do you call those? Epaulettes, I think. Epaulettes? I don't know. They're like cloth pauldrons. But these figures, and the painting, if I remember correctly, it goes more to the left or more to the right. I think it's more to the left though, and there's like more stuff going on. And I always like this painting always stood out for me as very popular. I mean, most people, when I say Lautrec and I say the Moulin Rouge, they think of this painting, but I don't think that this painting is as interesting. And I know it's famous mainly because of this chick over here, but I like this one. I like the way that these people look. And you know, Van Gogh has a really famous, well, he has a painting that he did where it's three men, because you know he just painted what was around, right? Just like Lautrec did. And Van Gogh had a painting of three men that are like taking a break or something like that. Let me see if I can find that one. If I can find it. Because he also did like this cool kind of, you know, he was like the Robert Crumb of his time in the way that the art looked, and he was just drawing what was out there. Well, maybe saying that is a little bit too much, giving Robert Crumb a little bit too much credit there, but we'll try three men. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, this is another one that I like for the same reasons, you know, this one. And I like it because, again, it has a cartoony quality. It's not trying to like be an exact, you know, representation. And this guy on the right side with the red hat, he looks completely plastered. I don't know, like, if that was on purpose, but that adds a lot of character. He's just like, give me some of that, right? So yeah, I would say epaulettes. Yeah, thank you. I would say that as far as like these old guys go, I go with that. I'm gonna show you guys a couple more that I really like. I'm a big fan of is it Matisse? No, not Matisse. Shit. What was I forget some of the art movements, and I gotta think about the names of the movements. Surrealist? Oops. The Surrealists art. So, you know, Surrealists, people think of Salvador Dali, and Salvador Dali's fine. He's good, but my favorite, I like Salvador Dali was trying to represent dreams. I like the guys who made paintings and they were trying to fuck your shit up, like fuck your brain up. So make you think about what you were looking at. So I really liked, for example, MC Escher. So again, I'll show you some MC Escher if you don't know. MC Escher. And I mean, like, it's like a lot of times people think, you know, when you say MC Escher, they already have like an idea. They always think of the kind of these kind of visual tesseracts. So I will show. This is MC Escher. It's a little bit small. Let's try. I'm gonna open it in another window. Well, they don't let them get too big, apparently. Here we go. This is much better. So MC Escher, I liked his stuff. Again, very interesting visually, a lot of fun to me. But I also really liked this guy, Marguerite, or Magritte. Renee Magritte. And Renee Magritte did a bunch of other really cool paintings that I love. He's most well known for the man with the derby and the coat and the apple in front of his face. But the stuff that is more interesting to me is the things that like play with space and negative space and positive space. So I like Renee Magritte. He has these dreamscape like paintings that have these like hilly grassy areas. Here's one. Oh no, wait, cancel that. I don't want to do that. It's a better one. Yeah, there we go. So I'm gonna try and show you guys this one by Magritte. Pretty cool, right? The window breaks and like the image is preserved on the shards. That's what I mean. Like he's kind of he does this stuff that's kind of a mind fuck, right? And I'll show you one more. These are just classic artists. I mean, I got like other guys that I also kind of dig too, but that are modern, you know. But I'll show you one more. I think I mentioned him. I did. Hieronymus Bosch. And Hieronymus Bosch, now his shit was a real mind fuck. But that's what I liked about it. This is like, what the fuck is going on, the painting. But it's actually about, it's a religious painting. Which is why I dug it, because he was like making I guess he was making a statement, but Christ, you know, no pun intended. This one is called The Garden of Earthly Delights. And it's probably the one he's best known for. So I'll zoom in so you guys can see, because I mean, this is like low res, and I apologize for the potato resolution, even though this is a high resolution image, I guess. So there's like the Garden of Eden, and there's this weird like fountain alien phallus thing in the middle. He was just doing shit, but this is basically the beginning. Adam and Eve. There's God with Adam and Eve, and all these weird animals. Now, a lot of time, the thing is that with the way that a lot of painters of the Dark Ages, which is what this is from, I believe, the Middle Ages, they always had like animals that didn't make any sense and people that looked wrong too. But the thing about it is that a lot of these guys, they were drawing animals from their descriptions were from word of mouth. So if Hieronymus Bosch had never seen a seal before, which I think is what this is over here, if he had never seen a seal before, then he was painting a seal based on what somebody told him a seal looked like, which is word of mouth, right? So they heard it from someone who heard it from someone. So they, like, considering that, they don't look too bad. That's why whenever you see these like Dark Ages paintings of like lions, they don't look anything like lions. Because they're working from, you know, what they heard. That's why Jesus is white in a lot of these European paintings of him. Because when people told him, well, what does Jesus look like? Right? people would just say, well, he's got long hair and a beard, and they would just paint a white guy with long hair and a beard because, you know, they didn't, the concept of races and like how they're different didn't really come up a lot either, unless it was a, you know, drastic difference. So you got, now here's Earth, I think. And again, this is just crazy shit going on. Like if I saw this, I'd fucking freak out. But yeah, there's people riding on horses, parading, naked women in pools. You know, I think people are just like partying and fucking and like, I don't know, these people are inside of a peach and they're grabbing this fruit and these women are eating from it, grapes, I think. So it's just going, you know, things are just crazy. This is basically like Clown World back then, and this is where we are right now. We're like right here, and this is where things are just, you know, we have excess and people are just doing whatever the fuck they want. I don't know what are these, like, is this an umbrella or a jellyfish, and they're like they're asking for some privacy. I don't know, but like things are just wild. I love this stuff. And this is why he painted black people as like just like black, because he probably never met a black person in his life. And so when they say, what do they look like? And they just say, oh, they're black. He would just paint them black, I think. I doubt that he met any black people. So he was just guessing, right? And yeah, this is just like, and Hieronymus Bosch was highly religious. He was like, you know, a super religious guy, as were most people back then. I don't think that atheists were very common. So, and then, so like after this we have hell. So here's hell, and I guess this is like the last stage, and things are getting really messed up. A lot of times in his hellish imagery, there are people like getting like trumpets shoved up their ass, and they're getting raped by giant praying mantises and skeletons, and just like dark shit is happening. People are getting tortured and cut open. But it's hard to tell what the hell's going on. There's like I don't know, is that a pig dressed up as a nun? And I don't know what's going on. Oh yeah, here we got like, I don't know, is that drug abuse and gambling and all this sinning going on? So this is like the height of degeneracy. This is like us going to hell, I guess. And here's like some fish man overseeing things. I don't know what that is in his mouth, and he's drinking wine or he's blowing a horn, and I don't know what that is. It's just weird shit is happening here. This is like, what the fuck, you know? So this is Bosch's painting, the Garden of Earthly Delights. I think it's, yeah, Garden of Earthly Delights is what it's called, and it's some scary shit. So but I like his work. I like it because it is out there. I mean, to be able to think of, to do this stuff in like, you know, what year are we talking? Like 1400s, 1500s? That's pretty fucking cool to me. That guy's imaginative is what I'm saying. You know? Apparently Bosch's self-portrait is in this painting. He put himself in the hell panel because, you know, he has such a high opinion of himself, I guess. Under the table. Oh, that's his face right there. Yeah, this guy. So is it attached to this? I thought, I don't know. But yeah, it's right here. So that's crazy. Anyway, that's Hieronymus Bosch. So if you, and look up the other stuff that he's done. Look up the other stuff that he's done, that Magritte has done, you know, that, well, I mean, if you know Van Gogh, I think it's pretty obvious. Lautrec, these guys are great. I mean, there's lots of other ones that I really like that are more, you know, sort of Baroque period guys, like, but, you know, for starters, the imaginative stuff, I like this stuff. So let's look at your comments, and I'm going to wrap the show up. Robert Crumb was a disgusting human being. He was also I believe he was a far left socialist feminist as well. There are 4 people in that painting. Yeah, there's a little troll thing down here at the bottom. I don't know. I think that's a child drinking milk. I hope so. Crazy Stairs. Wasn't Dali an impressionist? No, he was a surrealist, I believe. No. He was a surrealist. Angels and Demons. I guess you're talking about this Bosch thing. Yeah, his stuff was really fucking crazy. Bosch's paintings were bananas. Yeah. Peugeot discussed this one too. Yeah. Are those Leviathans on the right? I think so. Yeah, this is like the end. But you know, he's done other paintings of like hellscapes where it's like the whole thing, and they get really fucking dark. But like no one looks like they're suffering. They're just kind of like, yep, I'm in hell, and this guy's putting a flute up my ass, you know. He was probably an olive color considering the people of the time. Well, no, yeah, he's a Jew. But what I'm saying is, you know, people are always complaining about white Jesus. And the fact is that the artwork of Jesus came out from a time where people were segregated in that, you know, they never saw each other because we didn't have fucking phones or televisions or even like mail or photographs or anything. Everything was word of mouth. So SVG files let you zoom in. Yeah, I just grabbed this off of Google. So Michael Keller, wow, I just realized the movie Running Man plays in the year 2019. They were pretty close on today's reality. Conspiracy snap. There was a rift between Theron and Lawrence Southern. I remember now. Is that what caused it? I mean, what does Lauren Southern have to do with the MRM anyway? She was never an MRA, so that instrument is called a hurdy-gurdy. Okay. Not an interdimensional rift, but a disagreement, I take it. Yeah. Internet drama seems like so much posing too much of the time. Not really interested in personal spats. Yeah, for sure. All right. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thanks, guys, for coming on the Comics Gate Art Stream. If you guys could please give me a like, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Hit the bell for notifications and leave me a comment. Thank you so much for the donations that you gave. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one, everybody.